Mic check, mic check, mic check. Oh no. Extra sounds in the background. Hey, look at this person. Shout out to George Davis coming in from I don't know where. George says, mining XENblocks is minting X1. Mind blown. Face hand palming, mind blown. My guy just learned. He just learned what XENblocks does. Oh wait, what the fuck? Just in. Hey guys, we are getting very close. We need volunteers and testers. Let's do it. Well, I mean, I don't. If I do it. Let's see what happens. But yeah, man. What's up, y'all? What up, Lita? What up, Zen enthusiasts? Hello to those that are looking on X. I don't know where you are, what you're doing. You can say hello if you like. This your boy, Crypto Bruh. Got my hair out today. Hey. It is Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. This is the last day of the month, and things are getting very interesting in the crypto space. So let's get into it. Let's talk some stuff. First things first, yeah, in the chat right now, I just dropped a link for this Jupiter airdrop on Solana. So if you do have a Solana wallet, or you've ever used Solana, you probably are going to have this airdrop coming to you. And what is it? Why am I even talking about it? Long story short, Jupiter is a exchange, and Jupiter just moved into I guess you can say, or like whoever this is, whoever these people are. Yeah, let's try to get to so whoever this is, if you haven't noticed in Solana world, a lot of things actually, I'm American, so for me in my Solana world, a lot of this stuff was actually not available. So it was me waiting to kind of, have the world open up to me for Solana because of the way that their UIs work. And that's what comes with the territory, right? Solana is 100% a security token. Let's just say that off the rip. Let me turn this down. Fuck. But what makes Solana cool is everybody knows it's a security and it's a VC ran business, and they're fine with it. But now what's happening is it's block space. People want to use it, and it does have a lot of funding behind certain projects. Some people in crypto call Solana real Silicon Valley. When they talk about VC funding in Silicon Valley, there's Bitcoiners that basically hate Solana because they know it's 100% VC ran blockchain technology to get to the top. And again, that's why I do think they came correct with the structure of their chain so that they could kind of double dip in this idea that they're a decentralized, centralized entity, right? Because to go full decentralization, we just haven't seen the next wave, next era of that experience. Again, why it's why we talk about Zen on this channel all the time. And we're talking about X1 chain now because X1 chain will be a delegated stake / proof of work chain, layer 1, developed for the people, by the people, with the ability to scale possibly enterprise type ideas. We'll see how big it gets. Again, I think as the network grows, as we get more time with X1 and ideas in crypto in general, I think it will find its place within the internet and my theses here on the channel. And yeah, I think it is following in the footsteps of some of these other ones. So yeah, looking at Solana and how they really do have a platform that's made for mass adoption. What's funny is no one was able to actually grab their coins in the beginning. So Jupiter is a DEX that's been out. Now they have a token that you can claim if you've ever used their DEX. And it's like 200 tokens. Yes, I'm a break cat. But right now, those 200 tokens are worth. So like, if I wanted to swap, let's swap it up. Let's swap it up now. Yeah, I got a cool little $127 going on over here. What's up, Dank? What up, Tree City West? Crypto Cray. Good morning. Good morning. Hope y'all are feeling good. What up, Rolando? Yeah, I'm always coming in a little later in the East Coast because I don't know. It's funny too because on the East Coast, everybody goes live at 9 a.m. Everybody goes live at 8 a.m. So I'm like, I guess I am really more of that afternoon streamer. I'm the main event. No, I'm just kidding. The breath of fresh air, the different perspective. That podcast you listen to while you're eating lunch. Yeah, because that's what I kind of feel like right now. I feel like my channel is so direct in fair principles and the ideology of extending, technology for everyone, and articulating it to other people that don't understand it. Right? That's kind of like my channel. So come here to learn, educate yourself. And that's why I'm telling you about this, because this might be a hit. I'm holding on to mine, right? I could sell it right now, get $128. But the thing about Jupiter is I've seen that they're pretty integrated in the ecosystem of Solana. And they've come out dropping airdrop after airdrop. So for all we know, this could be a stress test coming directly from the Solana Foundation. We don't even know it, we're talking about this in the XENblock Telegram. It's a good time for a show. Yeah, like in the XENblock Telegram, I was saying like it would have been funny if we really did release Zen on Solana to try to help them with their blockchain, right? But Solana is not EVM, and at the time, I don't think anyone was really thinking about like testing the next, layer or whatever the hell Solana is. But it's like a third generation blockchain. That's what Solana is. That's what X1 chain is going to be. A second generation blockchain would be, in my opinion, it's really Avalanche and anything under EVM. I think if it's under EVM, with the consensus mechanism of Nakamoto consensus, I think you're like layer 2, like your generation 2 blockchain. And then gen 1 would be like Bitcoin, right? So each one has a principle that you want to apply to whatever your thesis is on crypto. Mine's is mass adoption, getting people online, getting better network connectivity across the planet, and really just connecting the next infrastructure. If you think of like the industrial energy, the industrial industry, and when it first kicked off, a lot of it, we needed metal, we needed blah 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 material, blah blah blah. All the hard work that went into building the factories that today people just kind of push buttons at. There was an era where that industry was built, and I think that's what's going on in crypto right now. We're really seeing the builders show up, and they're building really fast because there's a lot of moolah, right, to obtain. So looking at the markets today, again, go scroll up in the chat, get yourself the airdrop, some freebies, maybe put it towards your vast account, mine some XENblocks. But yeah, the markets are looking pretty steady right now. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not I believe today's the rug day. I tweeted yesterday that I think today is the rug day. So I'm just kicking back and watching the action. And yeah, we're seeing a really good move in Bitcoin. Let's turn off all these lines and go back to the hour, because I've been watching it all morning long, and Bitcoin has been doing its thing. And again, I like to trade on a certain moving average that I just like, because it seems, again, like a lot of prices respect the 72. It's like if it passes through, it's going to dump. But if you know the narrative, you can continue on. That's kind of what the hourly is. I don't trade, right? I use these moving averages on a weekly scale. So like on a weekly right now, we look like we are really good. Like something really good is going to happen here. But again, that's just looking at the chart. When you look at the world, this chatter patter, I guess you could say, it's just a lot of chatter. Like it's like, are we going up or are we going down? You know, that the longer you stay in this type of consolidation, the more likely you are to the downside. So like this like pattern for me, it feels like we're about to come down and test out some of these these moving averages. Now, again, that's why I'm not bearish on Bitcoin in the long term. Like let's say March, right? We turn on the lines again. March, hell no, I'm not bearish. I think we're going to be at like 50K. But going into February, I could definitely see Bitcoin pulling back, testing new lows, and getting people in a better position. You know what I mean? Like there's still some opportunity to squeeze here. You can see it from the things that are going on. Jupiter launch, chain still failing. What is it? We have we getting Bitcoin map top right now. That's why the title is bitmap parcels are just where's this shit at? They're just IP addresses. Oh, it's right here. Hot collection. But shout outs to the devs. I'm not hating. I can't believe the price of these things. I'm like, damn, do people really understand this way more than me? Or like, what is going on here? Like, so this kind of feels a little toppy to me, but maybe I'm tripping. But this is just like a domain. So technically, it's like, why do you need this domain? Why do you need 477.3640 or 807, right? Because what's funny about this, so if you haven't heard about it, so the Bitcoin bitmap community created these parcels based on community bitmaps that they own. So they're like, hey, we got these bitmaps that we own, and we're gonna parcel like however many transactions are in the bitmap. So like, let's open up this bitmap. Can I open it up? How do I see it? How do I see it? So let's see right here. Let's see trends, inscription, rarity. So this one has 2,000 transactions. So basically, what they're trying to get people to understand is like, yo, these transactions are an attribute that you can build on top of. Something I've been talking about with bitmap. So it's like, this isn't anything new. This is just a different spin on the idea where it's like, oh, okay, well, how do we get these transactions or these parcels to the consumer, right? So where you're basically betting on this IP address to become something. And I think it's pretty fascinating because, again, it seems that we are moving to a state of on-chain internet where a lot of the content is within the chain, calling different types of libraries and directories within different parts of the blockchain, allowing builders to be more universal with whatever the fuck they want, right? Because it's almost like you would think with the discovery of inscriptions, someone would just make like a vehicle that registers all inscriptions across all chains to then like make another master chain of all that shit. But that's like, again, this is a fascination type piece of the whole puzzle. And I'm so happy that I'm hip to this shit now, because I don't look at bitmaps as like, oh, this is my Lord and Savior. This is going to save me. Now I'm like really looking at it like as a development tool, because I'm curious to what Bitcoin protocol or domain, whatever you want to call it, like which one is really going to hit that people are going to enjoy, right? That's like the biggest question in ordinals to myself, because I'm not trying to put my fucking Bitcoin in shit, like anything that's going to just be a fad because a bunch of people on Twitter can make noise. Right. But I do personally believe bitmap as a domain is pretty cool. Like, I think we should be building with that. I think that's all you need. The complexity beyond that, like these, like the parcelizing. So this makes sense. Like, oh, you get a parcel. So like Let's look at one of my bitmaps and we'll do the theory on top of it. Because it would be like me, like it'd be like, oh, you should come get one of Crypto Bros. So I have one that could be like exclusive. So like this one here. This is actually my first bitmap I ever made. This bitmap, oh, is it gonna show up or not? Is it gonna show up or not? Well, yo, what up, Shizzy? What up, what up? What up, Rolando? I've been dibble-dabbling into recursive inscriptions to bring to X1. If that makes sense, I have to do a lot more research. No, that's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, shout outs Rolando. Ah, Rolando. Yeah, bro, open Pandora's box. That's what I've been doing too. I've been challenging the AI on like, what is this world of actually just using text to make website and then having an ongoing blockchain that's forever spinning being the database to grab said text that's strung to said website. That's all that's happening. That's why I think bitmaps is cool. Like, it's a really good directory. That's all it needs. But I get it. Like, all right, you guys want to be on Bruz land? All right, I got 10, 8, 22. So this is my first bitmap I ever made, and I didn't understand this shit. So I just used Zen's birthday. I was like, well, I guess I would make. I was like, I guess if I'm gonna make a bitmap, I would do it in the name of Zen. So I was like, I'll just do the birth date of Zen. And of course, no one had this because it was the very beginning. And I lucked out because this is like a pristine, or like this is like a punk because it has like the eyes, and then the neck is like 2 solid blocks from people on the internet. They say, oh, this looks pretty nice. I mean, even me, it looked like a little mask. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool. But what it is when we go deeper into this block, I guess there's other ways you can see deepness. Here, let's get deeper. Oh, let's go deeper. What's that called? Bitfeed. I remember. I remember. So like, let's go ahead and look at the block. So 10. Actually, that's what I'm saying too. Like, this is a good idea because it can get sexy, right? If you have like a really good number, but see, all the good numbers you would say would be like 666, right? Like, that's an easy motherfucking one. But 666, if we go and look at it, I think it's just a solid block because it's in the very beginning. Yeah. So it's truthfully, you can't parcelize this because it's obviously not parcelizable because it's one transaction. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so there are like ideas where it's like, oh, it could get kind of sexy if you had a group built on top. But that's like fractionalizing a bitmap. So then we got a bigger question on our hands of like, what the fuck are we really doing over here? But for the instance one like mine that actually has transactions, right? It has 12. So technically 12 people could have this land, right? And then I guess you could get even crazier. And then maybe you start taking like this stuff that's right in front of our faces. Here, let's blow this up a little bit. So let's get even more nerdy with it. Because this is where they're trying to take it. But that's why I'm like, is this where I want to be? I just want to watch them do this. Because it might be cool, you know. And what I mean by that is like, there's all these other little inputs and parameters inside of the block based on the transaction that landed in the block. So if you don't know about Bitcoin, because you're just not educating yourself or you're just not in the shits. I'm in the shits. Welcome to my channel. And all these, this website here is a representation of a Bitcoin block being minted. What's happening is all these people are sending transactions across the network, and depending on the size of that transaction, it falls into the block. And that's why it could take time for your transaction to get processed, because depending on how much money you're spending, how big your block is, that you're sending to the block, you know, that dictates how fast you're going to get your satisfied feeling of, oh, there's my block going through. But back in the day, there wasn't a shit ton of people using Bitcoin, right? 2011. So their blocks, they weren't as concentrated as today, right? Today, they're very concentrated. There's a lot of different technology going on to make these concentrated blocks. There are like singular blocks that still pop up. Like Binance will literally take they'll like use their miners to just mine one fucking block. Coinbase has been known to do this too. But yeah, it's like a different type of environment for the one blocker. Nowadays, the standard would be like a lot of confirmations inside of a block. Now, again, that's why it's like this idea makes a lot of sense, but it's like you need to make a gang. You're going to have to make a whole ass community. You know, I mean, this is why I was saying, like, if we wanted to. But see, that's like another thing too. It's like, how do you really make this decentralized? Because somebody had to mine the block. It's almost like you'd want to write parcel data on incoming blocks. But it's just like, it's like, how abstract does bitmaps really need to be? Like, is it because that's something that's playing in my head right now. It's like, are people making this way too confusing right now to make some money? Because like, it's like, okay, cool. Like, if you're gonna, you know, round together a community and make some money, that's like fire. But it's like, don't lead them to the pits. You know, I've seen that almost happen in Zen. Right? There has to be something coming out next. There has to be an X1 chain, and it has to be in the name of technology. So that's why, again, I'm very curious to see where they're gonna take this though, because this is some cool technology if they can make it happen, and it would be them first. So that's why it's like, oh, okay, maybe you do grab one, you know what I'm saying? Like, but maybe I'm just gonna wait for the price to figure itself out, because I think a lot of people are gonna be confused on it. They're gonna be like, oh, what the fuck is this? You know, oh shit, I'm going all over the place. But like this one I have that's like really big. This would be ideal for parcelizing, because there's so many transactions inside of it. This one would be a bad idea because there's only 2 transactions. I need to understand the whole ruins thing from Casey. I got an airdrop and I qualify for another one, but I see these runestone things going for 0.2. Like, what the fuck do I do? I haven't actually gotten into the runes either, because that's like a whole nother protocol within everything. Bruh, I beg you, don't miss BRC20s and Merlin layer 2s. Actually, Shizzy, I think the BRC 420s is the most meta public one that I've come across, because everything else has other people leading the squad. So here, I'll show you what I mean. Because of your Shizzy DeFi and Ordinal report, their like show is a good one to get a different perspective of the space, because a lot of the space is being pushed, in my opinion, similar to everything else in DeFi and crypto. Right? I'm in fucking Zen, dude. We're going for world domination. All right. We're going for Bitcoin and Ethereum's market share. So I'm looking at all these other little projects, these things that are flying underneath the radar, you know, that keep me excited while I'm like focused on building this like amazing chain. I see them as like opportunists. Like, how are they trying to make an opportunity because they can't do an X1 chain, right? So me focusing on like this one, I just look for the leaders in the show. So the leaders in the show are gonna be anybody who's in those like spaces with all the fucking people. Here, let's see here. I guess they're not reposting them. All right, this dude, like this guy, Leonardo's, whatever the fuck. Like he's a funny one. Oh, DeFi Revolution. There we go. Oh, Ordinal Revolution. Shout outs Shizzy. He put his copy and paste that if you hear later. Put that in the search bar and check that out. But yeah, following this guy's kind of like cadence, or just keeping him under a microscope, is a good one, because he seems to be a voice to get information out, and it's because he's at the root of it all. But what's funny is seeing the OpCat thing. So the Quantum Cats kind of threw a wrench in the progress of, I think, keeping everyone in the same idea, because now I totally see the Taproot's wizard side of things, how they see how blockchain should be perceived, and they have like financial motherfuckers in their camp. So again, that's why I like what Ordinal's Revolutions YouTube is bringing to the channel or to the space with the BRC 420s. Let's see if we can look at that real quick. BRC 420, because this is like a public one where it seems most of the people who are deving, yeah, I see this guy a lot. This Jake Stats person around, but they'd be talking about BRC 420s. And yeah, BRC 420 seem to be roguey, kind of like the bitmap, where people want the tech and they want to be a little bit more free with it, that open source feeling. Like, hey, this means something, and it can be more if it can be more powerful. You know, that's that Zen shit. Like, oh, this means something. Like, this is going to mean something later. Like, we could take our time with this. And then you'll see, like, something like this come out, right? Leonardo's team not talking about anything BRC 420 because it is outside of the scope of their direction. Yeah, this bitmap wars. You know, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's really just on how you want to move through crypto space, right? Like, if you free yourself from like the camps and you just stay true to open source, right? That's the real team you're on. Like, if you're trying to find a team because you're like, where do I go? You know, follow like the cyberpunks and keep reminding yourself you're here to help put technology on the map and bridge the gap between technology and humanity, right? Whatever that is, bro. If you keep getting very intrigued by the space, so it's not that you're looking for a camp. It's just that you're the most high in the camp and you comprehend everything. So you just fuck it. I'll be on all sides. That's why I'm like, all right, I'll see what's up. I have like this cool like approach now to 2024 when it comes to crypto, where it's like, I'll just look at this as I go, and I'll just keep taking tabs and learning about these different collectives instead of joining one like I used to do. Right? And again, you would be like, oh, but bro, you're joining Zen, blah, blah, blah. But again, Zen is not focused on maximalism. This is truly an open source coin that everybody owns. And again, it has a destination, which is going to be a blockchain that everybody can possibly own. Do you hate America? Asked Dank. Nah, man. Actually, I love America. I'm like stupid American. Like, picture me in a different country. Just like soon enough. I have a fascinating personal life, so it's pretty funny. And talking worldwide with a guy like me is hilarious. But soon, I will be worldwide. I got a 423D goose. That sounds like a high-ass goose, Rolando. I never see American flags anymore. Yeah, they be around. They'll be, 4th of July, everyone's wearing one. We'll see what happens to America, man. I have one outside my house. There it is. And there's one right there from Dank. Thanks for putting that up. Yeah, I'm still proud to be an American. I'm proud to be an American. I'm on the other side where it's like I look at everything that's just going on right now, and it makes so much sense to why there's so much confusion in crypto. Like, there's an extreme amount of lost time and being distracted instead of just working. And like now, like that, I've kind of again go back to the open source where it's like, oh, the work is already done. Like I don't have to do any work. That's where like also too, forking gets a bad rep, bro. In technology, forking is not that bad, dude. It just means it's gonna get better, hopefully, depending on the devs. So that's what was going on with. Here's a XENblocks update. We were seeing a down chain because of us tweaking the nodes so much that like we're in no man's land. And Jack has said they wanted this to happen so they could see if there was any possibilities that they didn't think of. So it's kind of a good thing that it was discovered right? Especially while it's in testnet, before we do come online, and like to something he said, like people are gonna bridge money into X1 chain. Like they're gonna be taking their ETH, their Bitcoins, their opportunity, their economical energy outside of the Zen world, and they're gonna be putting it into X1 chain, especially if there are TVL vehicles such as like an Aave, such as a real DeFi platform that sees X1 chain as a good source of storage for customers' liquidity, right? That's going to be a conversation because our node system is already set up in a DeFi atmosphere. Like becoming a node operator in X1 chain will teach you about liquidity pools and staking. So it's going to be really cool to also be a part of that discovery. But yeah, so right now they're trying to fix the chain. I don't know if it's back online. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the bottom here. I'm syncing. Oh, I see some new blocks. Oh, no, he's syncing though. Okay, so they're getting the chain back to normal so that they can the chain can work again. This is cool though. So this is what's actually pretty interesting right now about what's going on. And again, I think I actually have no sorrow for anyone that is lost in the sauce when it comes to this stuff, because it's really front run information, like everyone's been saying. Yeah, it's front run information because it's about work. You can front run someone if you want to do the work more. So since I'm so involved in the development of X1 chain, like I didn't think being a node, and you can probably run back tons of videos where I've said my whole thing in Zen was once I learned there was going to be a chain that I wanted to be a node, because I've never been a node ever. My whole experience in crypto, like I've never been able to afford that. Right? I've been waiting to hit the home run so I can reinvest the home run into a network that I believe in. And who would have known that Zen would have just shown the fuck up to show me that actually I don't fucking believe in anything. Everything I thought I believed in, I don't actually believe in. So, and that's, again, it's on 13 chains. You can try all chains, see which one you like the most. So like knowing that, like coming into the game, I wanted to be a node. I never thought I'd be this close. Like, I mean, I guess it comes with the territory, because if you want to be a node, you're going to need to elevate your expression on failure, because you're going to fail a lot, but it's part of the process, right? It's code. The process can be broken and repaired. And if everyone does the same process and everyone gets the same result and you're the only one, like it comes down to the, like, I bet your parents, or you're probably the tech dude in your fucking family. Everybody's asking you tech questions, right? Why does it bubble down to you? Right? And then you go to them and go, dude, you're fucking some shit up. It's not the thing, it's you. So it's the same thing here, which is really cool to be a part of, because I've never been part of this type of concentrated thought where everyone is on the same wavelength, because it's blockchain, right? And if you have an issue, someone else has that issue. And as we eliminate those bugs, then it becomes more sound, and everybody all of a sudden has the same fucking results. Bro, that's when you're too fucking late. So I'm hella excited to see this happen, and I'm gonna have, it's gonna be something that's gonna be with me my whole crypto career. It's like, yeah, bro, I watched X1 chain come to life. from napkin, from table napkin to bouncing ideas, dog. And again, I haven't seen any chains built like this. Most of them are propagated off of how much money you're going to make, or how much APR you're going to make off of staking. And I've always known data was a thing, but I never really figured out, or I've never understood what the problem was, because I'm just alive. There ain't no problems for me, right? But there's obviously a problem, because there's people continuously putting out a solution, right? And there's competition in solution. So I do think we are still in the internet race, and it hasn't been accomplished yet. Not everybody's online. It's getting very close, and it's getting super scary. I remember watching the transition between like the iPhone or the BlackBerry and the iPhone, and like watching people go from like reading magazines in public to reading devices. That one was a trip. Also, you see it now too. Cafes fried. Barely see a person reading a book. Someone's reading a book there or using paper. That's just because it's a medium of expression. It's not because they gotta do it. And that's why it's just a whole different time period in general. And I think technology and crypto is the cutting edge of the next 10 years. A lot of the best ideas will come from tokenization and being able to sell to some sort of vendor that tokenization to enhance their customer experience. And again, that goes back to Bitcoin. They're trying to build that right now on Bitcoin because that's how it will become successful. And they're already prepping people for layer 2s, which is such a mindfuck. Like, it's like off the rip, like, oh shit, like, okay, all right, we're good with it now. But there's been Bitcoin layer 2s for a minute now. And now there's gonna be tons. So it's like you're time traveling when you're in Zen world. Everything else is just catching up. And I do think in the end, maybe in the next 10 years, just to fucking throw my balls out there, yeah, I honestly think X1 will be giving Bitcoin a run for its money. Have a consume concept theory where Bitcoins get consumed into X1 and don't come out. And people are like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, crypto comes in X1 and does not leave it. Everyone's confused. Like, why is this shit not coming out of here? Like, every other coin up until X1, we were able to throw fiat in and get it out of there. But for some reason, this one is created an economy, and it actually has a rotational system where you can join the economy and join the wealth in a sense. Until that wealth, of course, is corrupt. I don't know when that comes. Hopefully, I'm like, I don't know. That's later. That's 100 years down the line. Corruption, Rome falls again. Whatever the fuck, I don't know. But yeah, so the Bitcoin layer 2 narrative is hilarious out the gate. They said fuck Satoshi's vision. We want to bring this to the population. That's so funny. Is there anybody that has created any sort of doc for this? Here's CoinDesk. America. People just are not proud to be an American. Facts. You got to find pride in being American. But when I'm around a bunch of other Americans, I'm the proud motherfucker. That's funny. It's like Americans are hella proud to be American around other Americans. But then we get around like a group of like international people and it's like, fuck, yeah, you know, I mean, fuck. We gonna come back though. And I'm not betting on the feds. That's a fact. I'm betting on crypto. That's why I'm putting all my energy into it. Like, I think cryptocurrency will fix our fucking form of government right now. Who cares? Like, whatever. I think whatever the government does for the old people, whatever. But if we can tweak the taxes to work in the favor of crypto, we might be able to get the fuck out of this shit. Like, if we could figure out how we can bond digital reality with IRL for real, we might be able to fix this shit. Because then we will be able to Trojan horse and make things right again. For as long as we can make it right. Who knows? But yeah, we got to figure out how we're going to Trojan horse into the feds, into the perception or something, man. And I do think maybe Bitcoin could potentially be that Trojan horse, and that's again why I guess I'm behind the layer 2s and saying fuck Satoshi's vision with everybody else, you know. I just came back from the dead, and I was dead all the way up till 2022. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was really not thinking of cryptocurrency as like free space and technology that's going to drive and push the internet to new levels. I was really thinking of it as just dollar amount, which you'll hear on every other channel but my own. I literally look at this as a psychology. Price is just psychology, and it tells you literally every single day the writing is on the wall, like that memo that you'll hear in this reality. The writing is on the wall, right? So yeah, Bitcoin layer 2s is a slap in the face, low key, because it's like, damn, we really can't make Bitcoin better. Like, it's never gonna get better, but it's what everybody believes in. So weird. but it's because it came first, you know. Then we get down this whole big rabbit hole of probably like the academia of like on Bitcoin, like its legacy and its soundness, right? And I do think it's pretty sound, but at the same time, I think the first principles of Bitcoin is disrupt, or is already self-destruct, and that is now like just like a tiny flame inside of the bigger picture, something that they sell to a believer, you know, and it's not going to get you more position in the blocks, right? You're just going to become a believer while like BlackRock comes in and gets all the blocks. So yeah, it's just an interesting time we live in crypto. I mean, you guys hear about what happened to XRP? They rug pulled themselves. No, I'm just kidding. That's fake news, I guess. Where's it at? Where's the news? All right, here. I'm proud. Shout out Crypto Cray. Koozie Goozy. What's up, Crypto bruh? I see you, man. To be honest, I wouldn't have known of bitmaps if it wasn't for you. Oh, shit. Thanks, bruh. I'm glad that you were able to swoop on that. Yeah, bitmaps just has a really good logical theory. If I can get more followers after X1 blows up, I mean, I have ideas to like try to get more, but what I'm thinking about doing is just harnessing my realness and continuing to stay as transparent on the blockchain as possible and not like gas up the space so that more people pull in and attach themselves to my likeness, blah, blah, blah. But shout outs to everyone that catches the meta in this bitch. And like, yeah, it's all about simple ideologies in crypto. That's all it is. Satoshi's vision is all you need, because Satoshi's vision is the flame. So as long as things have Satoshi's vision and it's not Craig Wright shit, all right, then you should be all right. Right? If it's full of a bunch of cyberpunks that actually believe in fairness and believe in open source, believe that like everybody should have access to this, like those are the cadence you're looking for. You're not really looking for like you're gonna make money off of this. You're like really looking for like, how are you planning on getting this to more people besides myself, so I can make money off of that. That is how you make money in software. You get in and then everyone else shows up, and then you get out, and then something new comes out, and then you get in again. Right? There's always gonna be something new in software. We'll see if I still think Apple can get taken down. I think a new Apple was going to show up soon. I think that's why Solana is going so hard for phone. And again, that goes back to the crypto being the answer to network connectivity to bring users back to devices, to use them beyond just Twitter, Instagram, and social media platforms and recipes. Right? If you bring crypto to the device level, it brings awareness and attention there, where people are like buying things, they're buying with crypto, and maybe they're doing DeFi every day with their crypto, right? It's like a transitional of thought, like banking is moving to like cryptocurrency, right? But yeah, XRP got rugged, down 5% after executives is hacked. Like how? Like, how does the executives get hacked? Like that makes zero sense to me. In my reality of cryptocurrency, this sounds like y'all lying. Like the SEC, and then eventually we're going to get a story like the SEC where their team voted so they don't have 2FA because they're incompetent. They're going to blame it on incompetence, just like any human would do. And then we're just going to blow this shit off while other people have to feel it, right? And again, Ripple, remember Ripple? These are the tinfoil hatters. They think the earth is fucking flat, man. It's fucked up. Like, I'm trying to save these motherfuckers. First, we got to make them stop thinking the earth is flat. And then we can possibly shuffle them in. How about we could just be a flat earth in a space? How about that? And then we'll shuffle you in to X1, which is not XRP. You know, look, this is too close to IRP, right? You don't want a ticker that's X and then that close to IRP, like, because that just lets you know exactly what's going to happen there. So you want X1, XN, XNM, Zen, right? You see, they psyoping you right here. This is where the psyop begins. That XRIP, right? They wanted to put RIP, but they were like, yeah, we can't let them know that this shit's gonna die. The fuck? That will be great if the Bitcoin layer 2s work. The reason I'm on EVM is because Bitcoin is slow. It will bring a lot of people back. Yeah, that's why I'm actually, again, X1 chain is going to be popping. You know, we have VMPX. Here's the graph here. We have our EVM world, but then we also have our Bitcoin world. And again, I think once we reach consensus, a stable consensus in X1 with the proof of stake, we can start the conversation about like, what does it look like to get a Bitcoin node or something else? You know, what if like we have like Raspberry Pi? Like, well, what could we do? You know, like what can we really do like with this node to make adapters and situations outside, and everyone's still using their power together to keep things going? I saw this earlier. So this multi-mining concept is coming to life, guys. Like we did it here in XENblocks, but I just saw it on this post. So in XENblocks, when you're mining, you get 3 tokens, and that merged mining concept, it only floats in certain places because only certain people know how to use merge mining. Like some people don't have the perception of like why I would want 3 coins, right? But in Zen world, we're like, oh, that coin does this, that coin does that, and then that coin does that, right? So I was looking at Bells. If you don't know what Bells is a proof of work coin that has revived itself from the Doge camp. So the original person who made Doge, they also designed Bells back in the day, and people picked up the algorithm based on research, and then they brought it back to life just to prove you can bring back a blockchain. It's pretty comical shit at this point. And a lot of people, it's grown really big because again, proof of work is like, again, it's a hot idea. People like making their own coins, you know, they like ownership, and they just like that. So Bells introduced merge mining, where they're going to have a new coin that's coming out that's going to take advantage of some upgrades that they want to do, right? And then at the same time, that merged mine world is still going to mine Litecoin and Dogecoin and Bell. So be prepared for a hot ass machine. I don't know why you would want to get even further into this. Like what I was saying was, it's pretty funny to see someone build a solution on top of old hash power. So essentially they took 2 mining pools that were just old and they combined them together to remake a coin. And now they're taking that hash power again and making a new chain concept, because the other one is just like, it's not the one, right? But essentially it's like, okay, this could be another open sourced vibe. So I'm not going to fade it. I'm just going to watch it from afar and see where they go, because it seems, again, this is like giving me the feeling that community people are going behind it. And if enough people join, it could potentially see some action. And as a observer, I could hokey pokey the fuck in and then out of that motherfucker. Like, so just more proof in the pudding too for X1 chain that we're not doing anything that's extremely novel. We're just bringing forth the ideas and our approach, right? And that's why, again, I'm a believer in the proof of work part of the ecosystem. This proof of work side is going to help build a liquidity security for the chain, so that bad actors don't rug it mad early to basically ruin the perception of development. That's why I think a lot of chains die and VC chains rule. Like a lot of these VC chains probably wouldn't be ruling if they didn't have the game so locked up by the time it gets to you. Right? There's not a lot of people that can read through all this shit. So that's why Shiba hasn't gone up, man. Shiba's a good example. Like, go and do research on Shiba and their community. Shibarium was nothing more than a liquidity split. Right? Because once you make a side chain for a main ERC20, you essentially are taking the ERC20 liquidity and putting it in the side chain, and it's no longer on ERC20. So you're sacrificing some market cap. and daily volume, because that volume is going to go to the sidechain. And now you need the sidechain coin to come up, because the sidechain coin isn't going to come up. It's not like CoinGecko is going to connect all the Ethereums on every single blockchain and put it into an aggregator price. Like, no, everything has its own ticker. So that is a fact. I learned that hardcore in Zen, right? In Zen, we're super duper spread out, and we probably shouldn't be that spread out, but it was a good learning experience, because it reminds me of how everything is spread out from Bitcoin. It's like, this is the main source of liquidity, and everything else is trying to get Bitcoin's LP. And so on and so on. Too much science for my noggin. If you're in Florida, call your representative about HB 1296 or 69. Oh wow. And THC cap. What the fuck is that? They said, hey, we're getting too high over here in Florida. We need to put a cap on that. I'm amped for the opportunity to build on X1. That's facts, bro. I'm sick of high fees on both BTC and ETH when high traffic. It will be amazing if Jack builds X1 to handle high traffic. He can. Yeah, I mean, actually, that's our whole structure, is how do we, or the big problem for X1 chain that was the problem for Solana, that Solana solved with compute. Kind of like my perception of it is like, we've all been trying to solve low fees without centralization, but then you might sacrifice the concept of centralization for fast chain, and you can sacrifice. It's easier to make that sacrifice if it's known that it's the compute power, right? The computers are fast, so it's like, oh, okay, now I'm getting. It's almost like rendering, right, or buffering. Like you use Solana, and you know the buffer is going to be quick if the chain can be up. So that's their main problem they have right now. Is they have all these smart computers, but their chain has deadlock more often than it should, and sometimes the network just goes down, where you can't even, do anything. And this is something that is because of the bots. They have a lot of botting action that goes on in Solana, and they've mixed together their votes and their regular transactions, and that kind of makes too much gossip on the network, and the network fails. We're learning this in X1 because or at least Jack, he was interested in Solana, and a lot of those ideas are implemented in our consensus as well. But again, we're polishing on the concept, Craig, to be mass adopted. So we're putting emphasis on all of those pain points to try to see if it's solvable using a network like X1 chain, using computers like ourselves. And that's why, again, if you are trying to get into X1, once you get started, you'll notice that there are requirements to being a node, and these are hardware requirements for like a minimum idea, where you can still try to do a node, like a validator node, with something less than this, but it's kind of like we're in a race, and there's a reason why you're lagging. And if you come to the question, why am I lagging? You need to comprehend that it's your hardware. Now, everybody else is building supercomputers or buying dedicated servers to have the highest form of compute so they can mine the most blocks. So now we're in a computer ROI race, right? And that's why I'm so hyped for X1, because it's all about compute. It's all about technology. And we are bringing the tech back to the peeps, instead of it being like the 80s where like all the corporations like own the tech. You can go do the history, man. I already did it. We got this part. Now what we're working on, and why the chain has been down, is the voting, and trying to make sure that we can have like that cool ass consensus, and have a bunch of people come online so that you can just step into X1 chain and start making return today type experiences. When that's kind of like what I'm perceiving right now, the magnitude of adoption that they're seeking. Like, they want people to be able to go to X1, buy a bunch of this. They want you to be able to buy 100,000 XN off the market and stake it to a supercomputer and start making return today. That's like what they're trying to sell to people right now, if you haven't realized this yet. Because you can't sell that in any other blockchain. Every other blockchain, the nodes are facilitated in a manner of centralized control. No one has pitched the idea yet to just be like supercomputer. But also we haven't been there yet. Like, I mean, to grab as much compute as X1 wants, it's just because Jack Levin is in that world and he knows it's out there right now and that it's unused. And once it's used up, it's going to cause a scarcity. And then now if it's like a race to like who's going to use up all the resources so people know about it. Right? Like think about GPUs. Once people learned that NVIDIA was holding up all the resources of chips and it was affecting the Mercedes-Benz, like everybody's all of a sudden like, what the fuck is NVIDIA? Right? The daisy chain of the restriction. So I see that happening with like X1 chain and our nodes like being very popular and people seeing like, oh wow, it is actually smart to be a node operator on X1 chain because they have a lot of fees. It's user driven and it's based on people using the chain every day like we want people to do, right? People are on the internet every single day making command. I'm click a link right here. Like what if, you know, like every time you click the link, you got a piece of participation. You got gas. The more you use the internet, the more gas you get. Some dumb shit like that. Like, oh yeah, oh my God, that's what it would be. It would be some dumb shit like that. It'd be like, the more you click, the more gas you get, the more you can be on the internet for free. Now you work for the internet. Right? I mean, that's like those NPC people or like someone who's really streaming to live for their fucking life. Right? They're just like working for YouTube. I am not a slave to that, so I have a different perspective. I'm going to say, we going to go for the freest shit possible. The biggest return. Maybe that's why they call it Zen Torrent. Because they knew that shit would make an impact. Get some free Zen. Go torrent it. All day, Crypto Cray. Most people don't give a shit about Shibarium. They would rather have Shiba Inu. Yeah, I know, man. They should have oh, look at this. I was gonna post this. They should have never done the L2. That kind of was like the top end for Sheeb. And now there's a lot of people looking for the next Sheeb. I think that's why we are seeing so much action in Solana. People really want Sheeb, and now they've learned like, oh, I need to stay on an L1. I need to get L1 meme coin. Right? They're giving away Solana right now. If you got the Jupiter airdrop, actually they're giving that shit away. If you got that Win airdrop and the Jupiter airdrop, you just got like $400 free on Solana in the last week. Damn, and this is still cracking. It's up to 17 cents. This is special though, because when X1 comes out, it's gonna be fun to do this. I'm probably gonna do one of these. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm probably gonna do one of these airdrop things and champion it, and it's gonna be a FOP or a first principle crypto launches, and just bring in liquidity. Because this is so smart for those that are already on the chain. It's such a good way to make a flip if you understand how volume pushes rewards. So you just put in the coins and just let people trade them out and just make rewards off of them. And again, that's why people are buying up the coin right now, because they're going to just stake it and just wait a couple weeks and just reap rewards of people speculating on the airdrop. But again, it's a good way to get liquidity started. So fucking brilliant, to be honest. I didn't even know they were part of the this has been like an ongoing campaign. So since the LFG, so this one right here was the first one. Damn, it's not even like that no more. Now it has the LFG to Jupiter. How do I find the other one? I didn't even, but see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know it was going to lead to Jupiter airdrop. So they did 3 airdrops getting to Jupiter. And we're in one of the questions some people have, even myself, is, was this a stress test for Solana to try to see if they can really handle the next wave of users? And I would say it was a failed test, which gives me more perception that we are in the midst of upcoming like pullback on the whole total market. Like Solana failed on making mass adoption to keep people stimulated. Bells failed on stimulating brains so that people can continue to proof of work. So now they got to fork and do some other shit. Opcats fucking forgot to have their server set up, so now they didn't drop the cats. Now they gotta backpedal and fucking do it again. And then now what else we got? We got motherfucking Ripple getting ripped off in the middle of broad daylight. I mean, how many more things do you need to know that we're about to have like a pullback in Bitcoin, as it's nicely just sitting on 43,000 and everything else is kind of going down right now. You know, so it's kind of all speaking numbers to me. Look at this. Jupiter airdrop soars massive, made the headlines. That's crazy. But yeah, it's all of it is kind of coming to conclusion that this could be a potential 30-month top or 30-day top, where the top is in for the next 30 days. I don't think it's going to last too long. So yeah, this right here, if you did, I wonder if this is still available. But this was kind of like the kickoff to all of this. And it was such a smart idea for the 3-step process of like sending out a ping to Ethereum people by giving them the airdrop first. So it pinged even me, where I was like, wait a second, what's Solana trying to do? Like, why are they giving away free money to Ethereum people? Right? Because they're going to set up the liquidity pool. It's not going to be anybody with ETH because they're not on Solana. So again, and then it's the translation of understandment or of comprehension, excuse me, where people comprehend liquidity pools. So a lot of the money was made right here, and that's why this has died out. So they attempted to do it. And I was reading the play. I was like, man, if this can take off, let's say get to 1 cent, you know, now they've got a crazy marketing vehicle to get a lot of people over from Ethereum to Solana, right? That shows volume. But that didn't happen. It fucking died out. Anybody who bought in on this, they lost. It's back here. And you're basically waiting for it to go up again. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just shitcoin trading. Take the L. Then you have this one, right? The Win coin. This came out last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. They just stopped. This one's a little bit more articulated because it's stupid. It's a poem. It's a fractionalized poem is what they said. They burned all the coins that didn't get claimed. So now they're basically running off of this theory that like it's gonna gain momentum in Solana because it's a fairly launched NFT fractionalized for the community. Right, so it's trying to gain some legs, and again, a lot of people are still keeping their liquidity here because yeah, it's just like free trading fees, right? And now we got this Jupiter mix, which made it to Cointelegraph. None of the other ones made it to Cointelegraph, so this one, that's pretty bullish for this. So I'm gonna probably hodl these for a second. Maybe I'll put them in a liquidity pool. Maybe I'll pair them with some Solana. I don't like that I see it with USDC. That's not very crypto. I can't use this site though. That's so crazy. Well, it's not crazy, but it just makes me feel like, damn, is Solana really that icky? Like, did they really want you only trading USDC so they can fucking tag your ass? Like, what the fuck? Like, the only reason you trading USDC is because you don't know you don't trade in USDC. So I'm very curious on why they are articulating that as the main pools. That's basically what my experience would tell me right now, is that these pools are the VC funded pool with 18 million trading volume. That's where the VCs are. They're not in the soul pool. And that means the community is in the soul pool. All right, $3 million of community throw around off of the Steam. So that don't make no sense to me. That's how you know, again, this is all top shit. We're about to put in some discounts. So make sure you take some profits. I got $140 for free today. Hey, I sold that shit for Sol and sent it to MXC and invested it into some random things. Dog XRP is dead. What up, Tad? BitBoy was working with Hex and PLS. Top is in for you nerds. Damn, BitBoy made a comment about PLS. I haven't even paid attention to that one. Let's look at it. But yeah, I feel like the top is in on crypto. There's so much wrong right now. That seems right. It's like, yeah, man, these airdrops are working. Like, I don't think so. It doesn't feel like they're really working. It's like, yo, we're mining. Like, I don't know, man. Y'all sound like y'all starting over. I'm over here in Zen world, and things have just been consistent. Like, so stepping out into the other world and seeing how the narratives have driven their price is pretty hilarious at this point. Right? That's kind of what's cool about staying 100% Zen and staying about open source, is that you go back to the other places and you just go, what are y'all doing? Oh, y'all trying to survive? Oh, shit. Well, I'll come back when y'all say it's time to survive again, you know, when it makes that bottom. Yeah, PLS looks like it's topping. That looks toppy. Because, again, I don't think these breakouts happen unless there's some sort of reason. Right? And, again, if the reason must be Bitcoin. And then that's why the question is how far is the community of that reason you're looking at from the bit? Is it like Zen, where everybody is pretty Bitcoin, right? Like there's a lot of Bitcoin believers, EVM believers in Zen. So again, that's why I think we're pulling we're in a tighter range than most other cryptos because we have the better community right now. It just doesn't look like it because we're not printing green candles, and we don't want that right now. We're actually praying that everyone keeps dumping. So I think that the cat is out the bag in that instance for this. So I don't know if people are still gonna dump. Like I honestly, I think it's just botting and making liquidity off of opportunity. You know, people are gonna come and buy the Zen. Right now, people are slowly DCAing into positions. So it doesn't hurt to have some Zen and some ETH in the pool and make fees while people are doing this, if you know how to play that game. Because again, once Jack talks about X1 being real, oh, finally X1's here. Oh. Right? It's like, oh my God. Like I really waited for this man to be like, X1 is here. Like, what? Jesus. Someone get these kids some milk. Zen is my home base. I feel like I'm venturing off into the jungle when I go out and explore other communities. I come back to Zen base to recover. Yeah, you come back to Zen to get your breath of air when you come up from the water. But it's all good to go and discover, man. Discovery was what is going to make X1 chain the best chain. Because if X1 is moldable, right, that means if you discover an issue in the crypto space, you can potentially fix it on X1 chain. Or, you know, X1 might be the hub for the next fork where people go, oh, is that a X fork or something? Like we really own the term X in crypto. Because no one has that yet. No one has X in crypto. Not even Ripple. It's not like you say X Ripple. You say Ripple, and then you find out it's XRP, right? But it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, he's not posting anything here anymore. Let's see what's going on over here. Nah, they still trying to fix it. Oh shit. Yeah, but so long story short, be ready for X1 chain, man. Yeah, today, I mean, it's pretty much all I got, man. It's the end of the month. You know, tomorrow's a new month. Tomorrow's a new day, right? You should be looking at all these charts today in the 1 month. You should be going to the gym, get your last day in before you got to pay again. We should be here again. August. I've been saying that for a long time now. I don't think Zen is going to make a power move until August, because that again gives time for X1 to come out and then for the whales to sell, because they're going to sell. I hope you guys know that. I hope you know these whales are going to sell the Zen pump. They're going to sell it crazy. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it all the way, actually. I might not even burn any more Zen. I might just hold Zen and sell it in chunks. That's probably what I might do. Just put it in liquidity pool, just do a full range, and just like let it chill for the rest of its existence. Because I mean, I'm mining XENblocks, so I'm at peace. Peace be with you. That's what happens when you mine XENblocks. You're just like, peace be with you. Let's go and look at the miner. I'm a lifelong bag holder. dApp asks, when Zen pump? Zen won't pump though until X1's real. And honestly, I think we're getting really close. Once they figure this thing out, this is like the last thing we need to figure out, low key or high key, in my opinion, because I see what the game is. Like I just let you guys know. Okay, I gave you the game. The game is this: become a validator needs to become the next form of mass adoption. The more people we can get to become validators and even become read-only nodes, the more decentralized this network comes, and it can compete with that conversation with Bitcoin about being the most decentralized blockchain in the planet. The reason why Bitcoin cannot do that is because it's hard to adopt, because it's hard to move that bitch. It's like having a boulder in your computer. You're running Boulder software. All right, cool. Shit's getting a little bit more weird. Now you got this sitting on your Boulder. Meanwhile, you're just waiting for it to do something. Thank God there's people fucking shit up or doing some shit over there. I don't know. But again, I think it's going to be a conversation in the next 3 years where we all, as a crypto users, going to have to ask ourselves, like, what are we really doing here? I mean, I'm already asking myself that. So I'm becoming an X1 validator. But yeah, if you're not there yet, I do think there's going to be a reflection point where people are asking themselves, am I in the network or am I part of it? Because it seems to be part of the network is where people are making the most, whereas all the users are just sending JPEGs back and forth. And again, the user base is going to grow in crypto because majority of the world is not here yet. So I'm not worried about where the users are going to come from. I'm specifically worried about how are we doing transfers? Where's the internet? And I think that's why you should look at X1 chain. And that's again why I think Zen is going to take off as soon as it's announced. I just don't know how powerful that will be because there's a lot of doubters. There's so many people that doubt Zen. I mean, look at my viewers. I only have 23 viewers. Like, I know later on, what's cool though, shout outs to everyone that's here, is that like my videos pick up steam as I'm not on live anymore. Before, a lot of people came to the live, and now people come back later. And again, it's pretty cool. Shout outs to you if you're here on the flip. Hit the like button. It's cool to see the engagement after the fact, because that means people want to know what's going on in Zen world, and they're gonna tap into the Crypto Bro channel to see what's really happening. So yeah, I'm pretty curious to why everyone's waiting. But again, we are pretty techie, so you can think of this as like a startup with 50 employees on board, truthfully. And this is actually like a free startup you can join. Never been seen before. You've never been able to just walk into Facebook and just join the fucking team. You cannot walk into any tech company right now and just be like, yo, I work here now. Hey, we're the break room. I work here now. I got skills. Right? Nah. But you can in Zen. You can put your money to work. Or if you're intelligent, which everybody I think is, you can put your mind to work. You can make something. Be like Tree City West and just having fun. Be like myself and just like streaming for fun, you know, and talking about something that I really enjoy talking about all the fucking time. So that, again, that's why I think Zen is going to win. It has everything by itself to win. But when we say, when does it pump? It's an unfortunate event, but a lot of people do not look at Zen as being that creative. They don't see it as an artistic dojo of expression. They don't think the tech is going to hit. They think Jack is a scammer. And yeah, that's why I say pick up these lows while you can, because when they all come in, they're going to try to act like they strong arming the situation. Actually, I said the funniest thing that's going to happen is we get to mainnet launch, and then all of a sudden the people that were not shilling XENblocks, all of a sudden they got hella XM. And everybody's like, wait a second, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me to get XM? Why weren't you telling me to do that? Like, so remember, I've been the only one, and shout out Street City West and a couple others, that have been championing this transition, because this is where you win. This is where you win. And again, the best part about my situation, here, let's look at my situation, because you could be like me. Because the way that you do this, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, the way that you can game the system right now so that you can win is onboarding people using a YouTube channel. And what you do is you just push your vast AI link out and make really good tutorials and get people to support you using vast. Because if they use your vast referral link, then you get a portion of their used credit, right? And that's the cool thing about XENM is that it's a returning user. Users return because they run out of money and now they got to go get some money and come back and do it again, right? And again, this is a powerful tool. I shouldn't really be saying this out loud because it's a free game experience, so anybody can take it. But yeah, this is what people are trying to remix right now and make it more intelligent with the crypto in the GPU, so that it's like everybody's like winning, like everybody's mining and making the difficulty go up. So it's securing everyone's bag. That's actually like a whole side project Joseph is working on. It's pretty cool. And again, bringing this to the customer. So if you want to game the customer, you get your referral link, you make a YouTube, you go out, you teach people how to make XENblocks, you get a little bit of credit from them, you mine, you keep mining, you keep fucking mining, you mine your fucking ass off until you have as many coins as you possibly can, which I'm already attesting to, and then reinvest those back into the infrastructure, put them back in, make a supernova. Right, that's why I keep trying to push this to the bigger brain out there. Put it in your X1 node, everything you mine from teaching people about crypto, and continue to just make your X1 node visible so anybody else can also stake to it. Now you're making rewards from people using the chain, right? You're still making rewards from people mining XENM so they can get into your position. You can sell your super blocks, you can sell your XENM, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, you know? But that's kind of the formula that I honestly think others will take after me. Because I didn't even know it. I just stumbled in on it. If it wasn't for Tekken making that website or making the first video of like how to do it and me noticing it was easy and I did it on my Mac, and then Tree City West making the like everything is everything video about Jack being cryptic in this space, I would have never thought like, oh, I'm gonna just help by making a guide and a video. Like that's my organic bring to the table here. I didn't strategize that shit, and now I'm being blessed. All my coins are blessings, bro. Like it's fucking cool. This is crypto. Like this is fucking crypto. When you get your shit for free. Like, so I'm very curious who's gonna come out the cuts, and all of a sudden they got as much as me, and it's like, wow, I thought you wasn't mining. I thought you wasn't mining. You know. But yeah, I can't wait till we get XENblocks to a consumer level of Xenian, so everyone can live this recycle life of like comprehension of like, oh, I'm gonna get my friends and family involved in cryptocurrency and put them on a solid path. Like XENM will be a very solid path for people. Again, because if they don't know what crypto is, they can just spend some money on a GPU service, get XENM tokens, and then eventually they'll be able to stake them to the network, and then get XN token, right? And do whatever the fuck they want to do. So it is actually a pretty cool ramp into the crypto space, and it's fiat friendly. That's the best part about XENM and Superblocks, is they're extremely fiat friendly. A lot of the other routes in, like Zen Crypto, is actually not fiat friendly. It's crypto friendly. That's why it's like this is really the status quo of the crypto industry. Whereas XENblocks and proof of work is more of the status quo of the reality, which is fiat friendly, right? Like if I'm gonna open up a fucking cafe, I probably want to take money. Not just Bitcoins, because that's not fucking reality friendly, you know? Reality is fiat friendly. So again, that's why, again, I've been stressing this might be where you want to put your, or, hatch your eggs. Because in the Zen world, you are going up against traditional crypto, which could essentially lead to you having to spend a lot to get into a position. And I'm not with that. Not at all. Nope. I think a lot of people have done the same. Like, that's why this has become stagnant. Everyone's waiting for their Zen. Because yeah, I do think we'll get to the world, because this isn't that much Zen. 2.8 trillion right now at 100. This would say like it would only take $157,000 to take all the Zen out of here. You're fucking tripping, bro. Like, if you were to double this up right now, this price would soar. And then everybody would probably start dumping. And then you could just do it again. And then everybody will start dumping. You could just do it again. You're just getting all your fucking Zen for free. While everyone's just, they think they're winning the game, blowing that shit down. And then that person's just stacking up to burn the 2.8 trillion. There's actually quite a bit of Zen right now where I was fascinated. Where I'm like, wow, people are holding Zen because they know that they need it for the X1 chain. So it's funny how everyone's shitting on Zen, shitting on this and that, and they're literally waiting for Jack to say X1 is real. What? This shit is dumb. It's like I was like, really, who are you? Like, what are you following? Like, are you like, it's like, are you waiting for the beat like everyone else? Again, I wouldn't say go and mint Zen. I also wouldn't say go and buy Zen. That's why, again, I will push on to anyone coming in GPU mining proof of work, because it's more solid, it's more sound. If I told you to go buy Zen, it could get rugged tomorrow because of some bad actor that doesn't believe in the true meaning, and or it can be gamed by someone who's pumping the price so that everyone dumps, and they're grabbing boatloads of Zen at this bottom point to burn more than me, right? So again, if you want to bet on Zen, go long, bro. Max mint every fucking day, because that's where I think people are going to be snoozing on the max minters, and the max minters could be the people that get Zen the cheapest, right? It'll be like a future where DB Zen is hella expensive, but anyone who's max minted Zen are in the best positions, and now DB Zen is creating Zen. All right, no one talks about that shit. Nobody talks about DB Zen creating more Zen because of its popularity. We do talk about it deleting Zen, but I do think people could start creating Zen for opportunity, which would lead to max minting, because it would be the leading strategy of most users. Right? Most users will be like, oh, I'll just max mint that shit. I'll wait 400 days and then I'll play the game. Very simple times. So yeah, a DB Zen too, good one to grab. But yeah, if you had $20 right now, bro, hit the link downstairs and get started on minting XENblocks. Do not do anything else. What's up, Zen Prime? What they do? Ingate. I'm holding Zen because it's fair. Dang, I had to Google the spelling because I rarely see it written. But yeah, so, and again, it's not like I hate Zen or anything. Don't think I hate Zen. Don't mix my words up. What is this? Bring users from 21 plus EVM chains to your dApp seamlessly. I'm intrigued. Etherspot.io, account abstraction development platform. Let's build. Hodl backwards, huh? Partnered with all of these things. I don't know what the fuck those logos are. Oh, and okay, ERC, a new ERC standard. What the fuck is this? Why do all these websites look the same? They make me so mad. I'm out of here. This is not Zen. You see, like, that's why I know Zen is the meta, because Zen doesn't need to have a billboard on Deck Screener. I've been through that camp where you have people who are just constantly like, where's the marketing? We got to get on Deck Screener. Not over here. Look at this is how stagnant Zen is. There is like no buyers right now because no one really believes in it, and or they're moving to XENblocks. So now this is becoming stagnant, which means that this is it. These are people trading back and forth. We're waiting for this bottom to break. Maybe it happened right now. Maybe me talking shit is pissing someone off. But yeah, this bottom right here in October, this wick, we could totally fill it. Why the fuck do I have this here? Let's look at something here. I gotta zoom out though. What's this line represent? Let's go to the daily. Okay, chatter. Yeah, so that's what you want to see. We want to see actually Zen break down right now. If Zen can break past 31 and break this low, I would say, yeah, like keep your eye on this low right here. Let's move this down. 6 zeros and 50. We looking for it. Or 5 zeros and a 50. No, 6 zeros and a 50. We're looking for it. Yeah, so 6 zeros 28. We want to see Zen bust through that shit. What that would mean is that a lot of new liquidity has entered the market, and we'll be able to kind of comprehend what's going to happen next. So it's beneficial if people were to sell right now. It's not beneficial if they hold. Like if they're holding, then that would honestly tell you should probably mint XENblocks, because there's people holding the fuck out there Zen, and they're going to burn a shit ton of it because there's no other reason to hold it. Right? If it's forever down, the only other reason you're holding it is because you're trying to get the biggest position in XEN on the Genesis burn. Right? After the Genesis burn happens, majority of people will burn, so it'll be about how much Zen you hold. Right? Holders and minters will be rewarded going into the future. But in the Genesis burn, it's fair launch for anyone to grab XN tokens. Right? So that's why I'm like, man, I'm so ready to get past Genesis. Jesus Christ. We need to get past Genesis as soon as possible. Like that's I think most people are waiting for mainnet because they just want to see if it's going to come out. I'm waiting for mainnet just so we can get to day 100 of mainnet. Like I'm ready for day 100 of mainnet. After everyone dumps, after all the FUD, after all the dust settles, and it's like, what do we got going on? You know, where are we going from here? Where's the next 100 days? 92 to 95% of people are in crypto for gambling. Facts. They're all gamblers, bro. Find help. My channel is here to help you if you're addicted to gambling. I will help you lose enough money so that you stop gambling. I will introduce you to Zen Crypto, where the possibilities are endless about the amount of money you can be totally lost. Millions can be lost in this here, and you can maybe wake up to a bad gambling addiction in the span of 2 to 3 weeks. How addicted are you to gambling? Just buy the Zen coin. Just watch it go to blitz. Like right now, if somebody were to drop, like if we had someone consecutively dropping 18K in right now, it could start like a cascade of like, is this about to be it? And then we could see a dump. But I doubt that. That's how you know that everyone's holding their Zen, because they can't spend $18,000. That's the people that come later. Right now, we shouldn't be seeing that type of activity. We shouldn't want that type of activity, because that would essentially mean that those people didn't spend the money in the network to get the Zen. So they are 100% possible bad actors in XN, unless they just got horny for Jack Levin. They just found out, like, oh my God, Jack Levin's this shit. I'm going to go get $1 million worth of Zen coins. Right? Because our total gas used is 50,000 ETH. So that's $117 million. That's the network power. That's already been, I guess you can say, like, installed into the system. So that's truthfully what our net worth really is $17 million. Like you can think of like that being the market cap for Zen, and Zen is at 19 million. So that's 100 million. Yeah, that's knocking 2 zeros off. If we were to go to our philosophical perception of creation, if we got off haterism, people could work together and literally tell the world, like, yo, $117 million went into creating this network. Like, why? What is because it's being inflated? It's like, why not match the inflation to the creation? But that's not how humans work. Fuck the G-Ride. I want the machine that makes them. What are your top favorite ordinals at the moment? I think for me is really just bitmaps would be one. And then after bitmaps, nothing. VMPX. Everything else is like kind of gimmicky. And I just don't have time to open up the box. Bitmaps is going hard. You only need one in crypto or in Bitcoin right now because you just need bitmaps and Satoshi. So my second one was going to be the Opcats, but that fucking failed. So I've been doing research on what I want to do because all these other things, they don't really speak to me. Like I care for NFT culture, but I don't want to like be a little boy anymore. You know, like I'm beyond that. I'm a fucking man. So, you know, I don't want to just be having, you know, this theory that I'm a 13-year-old boy for life or a 17-year-old boy for life. That's kind of what NFTs give off sometimes. And it's hard for me to pick one and say I like it, right? I'm basing everything on longevity. So I'd pick Bitcoin Frogs because it came first and it could potentially be Bored Ape Yacht Club. But I honestly think it's going to be OP Cats. OP Cats looks like a VC funded concept for the top of today's ordinal market, where like you get these OP Cats to come out and people exhaust themselves with trading it, and then the VCs are the ones that bought the price up. That's what happened with Bored Ape Yacht Club. It minted out, and then after the mint out, after the second hand market was VC funded, and the VCs drove the prices up. And it caused like regular people to actually spend money on them, or it caused people who got them for the low to get paid out by the VCs to reinvest and buy another fucking Bored Ape at the same price. So there's a lot of just games that go on in NFTs. And again, that's why I'm like, I don't want to have to fucking feel like I'm in a Toys R Us to be a part of this shit. Like, I'm a grown ass man. Can we get to the mathematics and the science? Like, what the fuck is going on over here? But I do know success when I see it, and this looks very successful. That's why I'm so heartbroken that February 1st, man, that Web 2, bro. Telling y'all X1's gonna blow up. Literally. Yeah, I think there's some good tier cheap ordinals right now. Zen Knights, that's a good one. Get some Zen Knights. Ordinals are a wish list for me. I wish I had a Bitcoin Frog. I wish I had a Node Monkey. Yeah. Ordinals are kind of like a wish list idea right now. That's why it's like, it's hard to pick which one I want to be a part of. Because I'm just like, I don't want to be ganged up in anything. Like, I don't want to have to be in the Twitter spaces. Like, I'm really, really comfortable in Zen world. And I think others will find this comfortability because I feel like before Zen, my crypto world was chaotic. And now I get to look at that chaos as a witness, instead of being a participant. Take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, that's why I'm really digging bitmaps. And I think the parcel idea is going to be cool, but I'm curious to the library that's going to come about. So that's more my technical side of things go into. What is this library of new? Like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? You know, like, what are you creating? Like, I don't know. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me because it's like, I want to make a place for people to be able to release music and feel like they own it. Like, that's something that's actually passionate to me in block space, and why, again, I think X1 chain might be my answer that I've been looking for to make this happen. So if it's like if bitmaps is representing this data call to a bigger idea, why do I need 364,807? That's the part where it's like, what are we doing? You know, like, I already have this in my own, so why do I need yours? And then why do I need a piece of it? What does my piece get compared to 325? You know? And then you would probably tell me like, oh, well, it's just your piece in your land, you know? So that's why, again, it's like, well, have you guys even thought about this shit? Like, are you deep to like the information inside of it. Like, how are you planning on grabbing more attributes to make my parcel better than the parcel over here? Right? This one has 4 inputs. This one has 1. Like, are your parcels gonna identify these inputs to make my parcel the most rare in the space? Right? Like, that would be like this one. All right, here, let's look at this real fast one more time before I get out of here, because my brain is working on it. So like this one right here, this parcel is selling for 0.3 Bitcoin, which is like $1,000, somewhere around that theory, around $1,000. So the original bitmap, when you read this, is going to be 364807. So damn it, I already fucking forgot that shit because I don't give a fuck. Let me go back. 364807. So this is the bitmap that they're daisy chaining everyone to. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Maybe this is why. So this one has all the same parcel size. Okay. So at least they answered the question there. They're like, crypto, bro, just go and look at it. Fuck. Stop flooding. If you go look at the one we picked, all the parcels are the same. Yeah, they got me there. But okay. All right, so yeah, okay. What are they gonna do with these things? Because now it's like, well, what's you split these up in bytes based on the transaction. So it's like, what is 377? Like, where does that live? So there's this transactional hash in here. It's like, but it's like, do these all have different variables? Like, how do I figure out which one is mine once I'm in the parcel? Outside of the fact that I know I tagged it in the JSON file. Right? And again, this isn't even a JSON file. This is just text that's going to be picked up by a compiler that's going to source things, essentially. Indexers, you know? So I'm fascinated, but on a gigabrain conversational level of what the fuck are we looking at, I'm not. I don't think that this is the wave. I think you'd be better off literally spending $1,000 on an opcat than you would on a bitmap parcel, straight up. Don't forget to buy Zen, discounted price. Dioshlin with a 2. Thanks, bro. I'm getting pissed off with the whitelist, but I guess that's fair. Just sucks for me. Yeah, they did a whitelist on this project too. And that's kind of why, again, I'm not really down for the whitelist ideas. I don't think that's fair. Opcat did a really crazy whitelist thing, but that wasn't even fair because if you're an introvert, like, the fuck you got me out here wanting to do something, like, to get a cat, like, on the internet that I'm still gonna have to buy. Like, some people did some crazy stuff, man. There's people like rapping on the internet and stuff. Let's see, Udi got any of it. Somebody did this one. This one was pretty crazy. So what they were doing is they did basically a treasure hunt using Bitcoin technology to teach people about Bitcoin to find the cat. And when you found the cat, it actually told you that you needed to do something to get the whitelist, something like this. So I was pretty intrigued. I was like, wow, they really took somebody down a fucking rabbit hole to get to this. But it's awesome to see that they have community that believes. And again, a lot of these people learned a lot about Bitcoin, and they learned a lot about why Opcat exists and how this could be a solution-based layer 2 for the greater good of Bitcoin. So yeah, I would say look at this and try to compare this to this. And then ask yourself, does this look like the final form of bitmap as a public domain, giving $1,000 to someone else? Because essentially that's all you're doing once you acquire one. You're going to get it for $1,000 and you're going to try to sell it for $1,000. right? You're praying that it goes up, because once the floor is out and it's going down, like recovery is going to be so hard, and recovery is going to be based on technology. So just play the game smart with this one if you're out there. Doge punks sub 100K are all reasonable. On a Doge chain with the Doge punks, yeah, I'm just waiting for X1 chain, man. I want to get excited, but then I get really screwed because I don't know. Here, let's see if they got the chain back online over here. Stopped. Okay, seeing this. I don't see any new blocks. Just type. Okay. After we all sync, we should be able to sync up. I'm gonna have to go and sync my node. So if you're running an X1 node, you might need to go, and if you haven't updated it yet, it looks like you gotta sync it. Is this right now? Okay, yeah. So if you go and click on the pin messages, you'll be able to get the information on resyncing the node, because we need to get back to epoch 1700. So once everyone is back on epoch 1700, the chain will be basically forked back to its original state. So yeah, cool shit. Go do it if you need to. I gotta do it. My computer is in the other room now, so I can't do it from my computer table. But hey, yo, shout outs Dank, bro. Thanks for pulling up. I'm actually getting up out of here too. What's up, Michael? Will I do weekend streams? We gonna have to see. I've been streaming all day or every week, but going into February, I think I'm getting ready to bring back the members only streams, where if you want to come and ask the tough questions and not a crowd full of people, I'll have open that channel again for members only though. And then maybe members only will also be like a weekend stream where we can tap in on the weekend and get ready for Monday. Because things do happen on the weekend, and I love coming in on a Monday hot with all the shit that I learned over the weekend. But yeah, man, y'all stay up. Have a good rest of the day. It is the end of the month, so don't let it scare you. Let's get it. Peace. Where's my mouse? There it is.